Good morning, beginning farmer friends. I'm just hanging out with the pigs this morning. I just filled their waterer up at the top of the hill and I came down to check on them, see how they were doing. I've got a big day planned today. The pigs are doing well, as you can see. But today is a pork day, which means we're gonna load up as many coolers as we can. We're gonna head up to our main locker, the Story City locker. Shout out Story City locker, Story City, Iowa. And we're gonna get as much pork as we can. I think we have 6 pigs worth of pork there. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to get it all, unfortunately. That's a problem that we need to solve on the farm. We need to come up with a system that allows us to get 8 or 10 pigs worth of pork, or beef and lamb and things like that. So we're gonna have to work on that, but for now we're gonna load the truck up with as many coolers as we can. We're gonna head north. I'll bring you along for the ride. This is kind of an interesting process where we go and pick up our pork, bring it back, put it in the freezers. This is a huge part of our farm. You know, this part of the farm, I have to bend down to get out here. This part of the farm is what makes our farm exist, you know. The ability to go pick up meat and then tomorrow we take it to our farmer's market. This is how our farm exists. This is how our farm sustains. This what puts the sustainable in the sustainableness of our farm. So let's go load up the coolers and then we'll head out. It's actually kind of a Jenga puzzle to get all the coolers in here. I've got 5 big-ish coolers in the back of the truck bed. I can put one more cooler up front in the back seat. And then we're gonna head up and load up as much of the pork as we can. I'm not 100% sure that we can get all 6 pigs, but we'll at least get a good diversity and then we'll have to make another trip to get the rest. We are headed north now. It's about an hour-and-a-half drive for us from the farm to the Story City locker, which I know for a lot of places, a lot of farms, that would not be a long drive. But considering we have 2, maybe 3 lockers within a half hour from us that are state-inspected official lockers, it does seem like a long drive. So I feel like I need to explain why we drive an hour-and-a-half one way when we could only drive an hour round trip if we wanted to. Before I say the reason, I guess I should say that we do use the other lockers. This year we're just not able to use the other lockers because, well, COVID-19 and the run on processing lockers has just been crazy. And so the main locker that we use close by, they're booked through 6 months out, which takes it into 2021. And they finally quit booking and they only book 6 months out. But the reason that we go to this locker, and it's our main locker at Story City, is just because of the variety of things that they're willing to do for us. Like this time I took up garlic for them and they're making some garlic brats for us. I took up some Peachtree beer and they're making beer brats for us, which is really cool because Peachtree is a brewery that's right in our community. So they're willing to make brats and sausages and do things that some of the other lockers won't do because they kind of have their recipes and they stick with their recipes. So an hour-and-a-half north it is, load up, then an hour-and-a-half back home. We made it to the Story City locker, a long drive, but here we are, Story City locker. So here's what's gonna happen. The meat's gonna come out of this door, it's gonna go into these coolers, and we're gonna turn around and drive home as fast as we can. I mean, obeying all the laws, of course.
Over the river to feed my sheep, over the river, Charlie. Over the river to feed my sheep and to measure out my barley. Charlie's neat, Charlie's sweet, Charlie, he is a dandy. Charlie is the very one who stole my striped candy.
So we just got loaded. They are absolutely slammed right now. In the time that it took us to load our 6 hogs, I think that they had like 3 or 4 trucks also come up and get stuff, and so I just don't have time. I would show you a tour. Maybe when I come back to deliver pigs, to drop off pigs sometime, I can give you a tour. They're usually a little less busy then, but now I'm looking to the north and I'm seeing some rain, so we're gonna get headed home as quick as we can. We want it to rain, we want it to follow us the whole way home, but we don't want it to rain while we're driving because cooler's in the back. We are back. Long drive, 3-hour round trip like I said, but now it is on load as fast as we can, get everything in the freezers. Luckily I have a ton of room in the freezer, so it won't be difficult to jam everything in.
My pretty little pink, I once did think I never could live without you. Since I lost all hope in you, I care very little about you.
Okay, we're done. I don't know if you noticed, but that's pretty intense as we're trying to get everything crammed in the freezers. But at the same time, we're trying to organize it as well. There's like this delicate balance of get things as full as possible, but also have things organized as possible so I can find them when I'm looking for them. Let's take this freezer for example down here. This freezer right here, an upright freezer, was completely empty when we started. There was one bag of chicken nicks in there. I threw those in this other freezer across the way, and now it is completely full. I've got ribeye chops, I've got pork sticks, snack sticks, I've got sirloin chops, bone-in sirloin chops, I've got porterhouse chops, boneless pork tenderloin, T-bone chop, St. Louis style ribs. What are these? Oh, these are awesome. Back ribs, baby back ribs, boneless blade roast. Down here I've got bacon. Down here I've got Iowa chops. Up here I've got America's cut boneless chops, boneless ribeye chops down here, and boneless sirloin chops at the very bottom. This is full. We also put some stuff in this freezer and in this freezer and this freezer back here, and rearrange some stuff down into this chest freezer. It's just a wild day when we bring everything back from the locker, and we didn't even bring everything back. We brought about 2/3 of the stuff back with us. So you can see why we are so excited about getting that walk-in freezer going. It would just make the organization and the unloading so much easier. As you can probably tell, this is a little bit of a different video for me, but it really is a picture into the life of this beginning farmer, into the life of this direct to market, direct to consumer farmer, because I did chores this morning. You saw me out with the pigs, and then I hopped in the truck and I spent time getting ready to go to the locker. I drove to the locker. I did a couple errands along the way looking for some new boots. I got something I'm pretty interested in, so I tried some on, hit the locker, loaded up as fast as we could, drove back as fast as we could, unloaded as fast as we could. Now I've got to get on the laptop and put everything in our online shopping cart so that our customers can buy. They've got like 4 hours to purchase before tomorrow morning. I'm going to try to sell as much as we can because we didn't go to market last week, so we can make up for a little bit of last week, and we have a little more inventory this time. So we're going to load up that shopping cart hopefully, or load up that store hopefully. But this is the reality. You know, I spent about 6 or 7 hours in this whole process of bringing meat back to the farm, and that's a reality for our farm, and it's a reality for most direct marketing farms, I would think. I guess I don't know for sure, but I'm sure that most direct marketing farms have something like this, whether they're loading CSA boxes if they're a veggie CSA, or loading crates to take to the farmer's market if they're a veggie farm, or the same people with meat like me. You can see why it takes a lot of time, why I often say that, you know, 50% of my job is marketing. If you like the video, thank you so much. If you're watching the video, thank you so much. I just appreciate everybody coming along for the ride. I hope that there's a little bit of something you can take away from it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you really like the channel, give it a subscribe. I'm gonna hit the computer. You guys have a great day. We are headed north now. It's about an 1.5-hour drive for us, which is a little bit of a ways, a 3-hour round trip to pick up meat. This is...